Hello there, you wonderful little humans. How are you all doing today? I know. It's been so long. I've been so lazy. And I'm also so late today. But why, Dungeon Slime? Why were you so late? Well, mm, basically work finished late. I had to pretend to be a human a lot longer than I wanted to pretend being human. And, um, and so I got stuck having to do work. And it was sad. But we made it. We're here. Let's move down a bit. There we go. Hope you're all doing fine. Hope life has been fun and engaging. Now, what have I been doing other than being slightly miserable and navigating the universe as it doth exists? Well, the other thing I did was let me just clicky 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 click. Oh, hello. Good to see you as well, Watcher. So what I did is that I copied across the CyberGen stuff from my old instance, which was using mistakenly GURPS, because no one uses GURPS anymore, and I copied it into Cyberpunk 2020. Now I still won't be using this stuff. I'll be using the freeform sheets, but I had to copy all this stuff across. So I did. I copied all this across. I did pictures. I did it all. It was very exciting. And yeah, it won't go very long because, as noted, I only finished work. Finished work about 7, which is a lot later than I like finishing work. About a whole 2 hours later. Well, I mean, I like not starting work at all. It's a terrible thing. But we did it. So once again, we've got the Cyberpunk book, the CyberGen book. I ordered a new copy of the book because I can't be bothered to dig through my cupboard. Yes, yeah, I mean, that's very much is kind of like GURPS thing. It's as noted, the general use role playing system. But what I'd probably play if I was going to play, I'm pretty sure this is made in GURPS, is Rift, because that's quite funny. But I'm not sure. I'd have to read up on the system properly, and it seems like an awful lot of effort for a system that most people really don't like. I am kind of indifferent. I mean, I remember mentioning it once in a chat where people were talking about all kinds of stuff, and they're very, very, very upset. So I didn't talk about it again. So yeah, that was that. So yeah, I should get this book open again as I've only just kind of finished eating and come off work, and I did a quick test to see whether or not the dip that I purchased for my little figures works, and we'll see whether or not it did work in 2 days' time, I suppose. That's how long it says that the dip takes to do its thing. At the moment, they're just very sticky. How about yes, that's the plan. Recap. Let me get the book first. There we go. Cyber Generation book. Yes, download. Here we come. So, who have we got in the party? Well, we've got Charm, who is, or was, who is a non-binary beastie. They've got a cat. They've got a pair of genetic templates and a cloning kit, and we've got sample food for most animals. They're kind of they can't fight. This is going to be a running theme of these characters. Can't fight. Kind of relies on their schooling and their innocence to get by. And their special skill is Daktari, which is all around kind of creating and raising animals. right? We have Chip. What's Chip? Chip looks like a Tinkertot. Did I add Chip afterwards because I wanted a Tinkertot? So Chip's a Tinkertot. And Tinkertots, they tinker with things. They make new stuff. They play around with gadgets and things. Age, gender, and 15. They've got a data tap, a toolkit, tech scanner, and smart goggles. I think most of the stuff there is pretty straightforward. They're smart, but not very empathetic. And they're pretty lucky. So that's probably why they've managed to last this long, and they're pretty quick compared to most of the characters. Because I think most of the characters have stuck at 5 for move. They're pretty all round, so they've got some street fighting, but their real skill is schooling and stealing. So that's their area. And the special skill there is Kit Bash, which is the skill which lets them either repair stuff or building new stuff out of things that they found. And you've got Fade, who is a facer. And facers are a gang that they have these special masks that allow them to make their faces look like others, and what their whole thing in their gang is that they learn and spend their lives attempting to be other people. So Fade is male and 12. They've got a face and a wig, so the wigs are fancy as well. The face is fancy and the wigs are fancy. They're like doughy things. They've got 10 fake IDs and a personal V term. So that's them. Stats wise, very empathetic. But not very tough. Not very tough at all. Them street smarts are the way they get by. Not very good on schooling. They've got some, and Little Angel to gas their way past things. So face dance is their special skill. Yeah, kind of like that. They kind of adapt and fit themselves into different situations. We've got Oak, who, if we recall last time, managed to get shot by 2 tasers, possibly 3 tasers. They got very tased, super tased. Oak's an eco raider, so they go about trying to save what's left of the environment. They non-binary and 8, so they really lean into the innocent trope. They've got an environmental analyzer, a sleeping bag, a monkey wrench, and 100 meters of super string. Lots of very good reflexes, very good tech. Pretty average everywhere else. Not very chill. Not much chill on them. Then they've got their big thing here, blending in, and Little Angel. Little Angel is 8, right? Blend is they got shot twice. They had a bad time. They got zapped a lot. They've got a blend of 6 and a Little Angel of 8. So they again leaning into that stealth. And their skill is Hayduking, which is kind of taken off to some environmentalist's name. So that's sort of basically eco. They know how to throw a monkey wrench into the machine, and the machine will break. You've got Slip, who's kind of at the moment our kind of de facto leader. They're female, 16. They're a beaver brat. So beaver brats live in like the suburbs around the city. Their parents tend to be low-ranking corporate managers, so they're normally like shift leaders and kind of team leads and that kind of thing. So she's one of them. And they kind of do their skill is suburban ninja. So she has a nylon bag, a snoop box, a smart decryptor, and a set of mag grapples. She's pretty quick. She's cool. And she's got the look. Her skill sets. she's leaned into the fearless leader, and she can drive, which is handy because most of them can't, and we don't currently have a go-ganger, so it's as good as it gets. And she's got suburban ninja, so this helps break into corporate offices and fill them with foam. And last but not least, we have Sin, who is a networker, who's male and 9. They've got an Iris deck, a Raven data tap, and a Wrangler code gun. So in this, lots of people have virtuality plugins, and headsets and stuff, so they see the world, but with an overlay of augmented reality, as we currently know it. So you could make like a rubbish rundown urban area look like a really upper class urban area, if you so wanted, by putting a virtuality layer over the top of it. And then we've got 3 programs: Kenobi, which is a stealth program; Bean Counter, which allows them to look for accounting irregularities in data packets; and Snoop, which lets them find files on a system. Network is a kind of a low-grade netrunner. Skill-wise, again, Blend, Schooling, Little Angel, because again they're just a kid, so they're very much kind of how do we keep out of trouble, how do we keep out of a line of fire, and yeah, that's them. So we have some other characters who are extras, and not all of them have names. So we've got Lolf, who's the goth, who's also escaped with them. We've got Ashley, who's a glitter kid, a golden kid, who's escaped. And these are kind of additional fillers who've escaped with the group. And we've got a mega violent, a street fighter, and a Vidiot to encounter as we have our cake and we consume it. Now, what I do need to do is wait. Kenobi, as in Obi-Wan Kenobi, did the game come up with that for you, or yeah? So no, that's one of the options that you get. So you've got four options, and the one of them is Kenobi. If I go to, I can even prove it if I need to, but and I need the book anyway, so I best go find the book. Cybergen, Virtual Front. You got Virtual Front. We need Media Front, and we need Eco Front. So yeah, and as in General Kenobi. Share the book. Where's the book? Chrome number 2. This one. Yeah, that one. Now, something else I need to do at some point, and I've said this pretty much every time that I've done this, is that I need to set up some quick buttons for OBS, because because I've got to do everything manually at the moment. So yeah, networkers, they get to pick from 4 programs. So they get the Kenobi program, which is stealth. They get the data browser program they can pick from, which detects inconsistencies. They get the Snoop program that locates masked or invisible files, and and Bean Counter, which sniffs out accounting problems. Now, one thing that I should do, and I've not done it, but I will later at some point if I keep on playing, is note down all the different gang slang, and put it right out on post-it cards or something, so that I can flip it back and forwards, so that I know so that we can use some of the in-world stuff. Because some of it's kind of funny, and some of it's fine. Cool. Now then, what I needed this book for, I forked out to get a decent copy of the book as well, because because the other one was so hard to read. We reached last week. Yeah, last week, the gang was on the run from corpsec, who've been rounding up Juves block by block throughout Night City since an incident not long ago. And during that incident, well, because of that incident, there's been a new plague that they call the carbon plague that is that is leading adults to die horribly. Yeah, so I mean, there's like the flat edgerunner stuff, which is like Choom, Preem, input output, kibble, probably some other bits and pieces that I can vaguely remember. But there's a whole bunch of additional Juveganger stuff. So first of all, each gang has one. So if we pick like, let's pick the Goths, right? So they've got Fly, which is a dump truck dive with dangerous acrobatic activity. Hot Lunch, a victim. Inks, the right. Pain, the daylight, the sun. Queef, as a noun, a wannabe, or as a verb, to be foolish. And Woofer, hardcore goth of dubious sanity. Right? And again, so like these, like I said, they're pretty funny, but you just can't remember them unless I've got them to refer to. So the Beavers, they've got janitor, a security guard or police. Crit as a verb, to get away clean. As an adjective, great. What's that? Pews, parent, the acronym for parental unit. Pole butt, anyone who has no sense of humour. Raid, any prank or practical joke. And Yahoo, one who is unreliable or capricious. And every single gang has one. And then there's like a general set of slang that is common between all Juve gangers. But I don't know where that is. It's in this book somewhere. But anyway, we managed to escape, and 2 of the Juves got captured, and we're being talked to by this virtuality simulation that's claiming to be some bloke called Morgan Blackhand, who claims to be a tough old chap. And yeah, that's kind of where we're at. Oak is let's close this and just use the stuff on the thingamajig. There we go. Shoot. Right, yeah. Echo is kind of on the sofa, on the couch, trying to catch some Z's because they've been zapped several times. And the rest are kind of like milling about. So there are some interesting things that might happen whilst we're in here. So, what's going to happen? Let's see. This is where we can life on a run. Add a page. Adventure log. Create. Right. Scene 1. So they've made it to the they certainly are, yes. So the place has got some kibble, so the kids are kind of having some munch. They're kind of chilling, they're relaxing, they're some of them are probably stressing out. There's some options in here. I think Slip is going to try and Slip is going to take care of Echo while he is while they are passed out on the couch. So that's going to probably be the first thing that's going to be going on. That sounds reasonable. So chaos factor 5. And then where's the button to test the? I think it might just be random event, scene alteration, fake question. I'm sure in here one of these is the scene tests. Let's just do a quick check. Action, scene adjust. Is it this one? No, not that one. Scene alteration, chaos fact 5. Is this that? 4. Interruption event. So no, I don't think that's correct. I don't think they've got one in here, do they? Yeah. Let's just take a check on. Again, we're going to be using some mythic, and mythic I don't have down packed just yet. Right. So what we're going to do is we decide on a scene. Where are we using scenes? We've not fake questions, random events, not random events yet. We want to test our scene. Choosing an event focus. Scenes! Right, making a big scene. Preparing lists, threads and character lists. Threads list, character lists, scene structure, first scene, random events. So first scene, yes. Test my scene. Expected scenes. Right, here we go. Testing the expected scene. Roll over chaos factor. You get the expected scene. Roll under. Oh, okay. Maybe that did test right. Maybe that is indeed correct. So what we did is we got moved toward a thread, vengeance and leadership. If we go back to here, and I once again wish that I had set up some thingamajigs. Right. So we've got my head in the way. Let's just move my head. Let me just move a little bit out of the way over here. That'll do. Transition. Right. So we've got yeah. So the interruption event, moving towards a thread. So what's an interruption event? Let's double check. I'm sure the name makes it vaguely self-evident. While altered scenes play off of your expectations, interrupt scenes, ignore them entirely. Anything can happen. Right. This bish bash bosh is in fact perfect. So we've got a move towards a thread, vengeance and leadership. Now, the only thread that we have at the moment, if we go to thread list, we don't have anything written in there, but we do have a thread which is wait until it is safe to leave the safe house. Right? So that there is that's our thread. We've only got one thread, but we'll kind of until then kind of presume that most things are moving towards that thread. And we've got an interrupt, right? So we've got an interrupt scene. We've got an interrupt scene which is move towards a thread. So basically time is passing, right? And vengeance, leadership. So I think that we've got this Mega Violent who's in the group, right? Megas love a bit of the old violence. So this Mega Violent is going to try and start a fight, right? So first question, is the mega violent armed? Right? Fake question. Is the mega armed? This is very likely. Oh, there you go. That's a double. Introduce a new NPC. Propose. Evil. Okay, that's interesting. Right. Okay, right. Okay, right. Yes, so they're armed, but it's a doubles, so there's a random event. So, the Mega Violent is armed. Mega Violent is armed. We're going to call them Thrash for now. And they come up to because remember Slip was leading the group when they did the runner, right? And Thrash comes up to her and he's like, "What the hell do you think you were doing? Who the fuck do you think you are? You little beaver brat. You got one of my boys captured out there. You working with the criminals." And he's getting really in her face, and she's like a little bit put out by this set of events. And you know he's armed. He's got his club. No, because Echo's Oak's unconscious. He's got no strength. He's only 8. He's not getting anyone's grill. He's just sitting there being passed out, right? You know, who the hell do you think you are? So he's like pretty mad about this. And Slip's like, whoa, this is kind of unexpected. I didn't, you know, I was trying to do my best. But also, I mean, she's a bit feisty anyway, because she does have Fearless Leader at 6. But as she's kind of, you know, trying to be vaguely calm about this all, when this Street Fighter gets up and gets involved, right? So the Street Fighter pushes Thrash, and he's like, "What hell do you think you're doing? Trying to start a fight in here." And this Street Fighter, right? So let's ask another question: is this Street Fighter a narc, man? Is this Street Fighter a narc? Right. Very much so. Okay. An exceptional yes as well. Also, was that no an exceptional? Was that other yes? No, that was just a normal yes, right? But this is an exceptional yes. So the Street Fighter is a narc, and well at the moment it's there. So are they? I don't have those tables in here anymore. Okay, so the Street Fighter is a narc. We don't know that though. And their dad is head of a bureau. So a Bureau of Relocation camp. Right. Might not play into anything right yet, but this is something worth bearing in mind. Because they have a proposal and they're evil, introduce a new NPC. And he's like, well, how about you just you calm down and keep out of this? And she is not impressed by this entire situation, right? So let's take a quick look at Slip, right? She has Fearless Leader at 6 and Cool at 7, right? So that's a base of 13, right? So roll 1d10 plus 13. So she's going to try and she's gonna try and talk him down, right? She kind of gets in both their faces, like, look, the two of you stop being so stupid, right? With a 15, that's not great, but we're gonna say that the Mega Violent has a Fearless Leader of 4 and a Cool of 6, so they start off with a 10. So we'll do 1d8, 1d10 plus that. With 5. They both get 15. So we'll go back down to the fact that the Slip has a higher Fearless Leader score there. So she kind of got the edge on. Yeah. She's kind of got the edge on it, but Thrash is pretty mad, and this Street Fighter is kind of ticking him off. So he's gonna probably refocus his aggression towards the Street Fighter and kind of move it away from Slip and Echo, because it wasn't a complete success. It's only because she's got a higher Fearless Leader and a higher Cool. So he's going to go right. Let's go to the Slip manages to stop immediate threat towards herself, but now Thrash is squaring off against the Street Fighter. So Street Fighters, if you didn't know, let me just show the picture of the Street Fighters. Street Fighters look like this. Come back to me. And also it's disable scrolling. These are Street Fighters. Where are you? Yeah, these are Street Fighters. They all think they're ninjas, right? They're all about honor. They've all watched one too many episodes of Naruto, and that's their thing. These are mega violence. Their thing is ultra violence. That's their thing. So he's going to tee off to the Street Fighter. Now let's just ask some questions. Close that for a second before she gets to come back in, or someone tries to come back in and do something. So fake question. So he's armed. Does Thrash attack the Street Fighter? I think it's probably quite likely. 68, so yes. So right, Thrash launches across the room, punches the guy in the face with his knuckle duster, brings out his hammer, right, and starts like wailing into this guy, right. The other guy, of course, Street Fighter, starts bashing him back, right. They're shouting, screaming. The little kids are crying. The older kids are like, "Fuck is going on here?" Right? People kind of leaping back and forth, kind of really getting into this scrap. Now let's go. Fake question. is the Street Fighter tougher than the Mega? Unsure. It's 50-50. Oh, and a double. No, he's not. We've got another new NPC. Kill. Messages. Okay, right. Oh, right. Of course. Right. The Goth. The Goth is thoroughly unimpressed by this situation. And she stares at the Mega Violent, who's just pounding down on his Street Fighter. He is bashing him well hard on his cranium, right? And Lolf looks at him and just stares at him. And his eyes catch her eyes, and her eyes catch his eyes, right? And she's got this look of complete and utter disdain for his very existence, right? So she gets to roll Deathwalk, and what Deathwalk does, Goths. So every Yo gang has their special skills. Goths is Deathwalk. It's a cool skill, and as a creature of the night, you know you're already dead. So what's the point of pain or fear? Death holds no fear for you. You embrace it as a lover. Goths never back down from a fight, face down or threat. Add your Deathwalk skill to your cool. You also project a scary sensation of undead, creepy calm, which you can use to intimidate others. Requires a cool versus your combined cool and Deathwalk, right? So she rolls a cool and Deathwalk, and he just rolls a cool. So what did we said his cool was 5, right? So his cool is 5, her cool is 7, and her Deathwalk is 6. So she's got a starter of 13. So 13 plus 1d10, probably the other way around, and probably with numbers. Roll 1d10 plus 13. So she gets a 16. And he has roll 1d10 plus 6. He gets a 12. So 16 versus 12. She is she exactly right. She reduces him to a cowardly, timidly wreck as her stare brings him out of his violent frenzy, right? And he backs off, right? So Lilith, Goth. Right, yeah. The Mega is more powerful than the Street Fighter, and starts giving him a beat down. Beat down. Lilith Goth, displeased by this entire affair, stares at Thrash with a look that you may give to the bottom of your shoe if you had stood in dog poo. That being rather displeased. He stops what he's doing. He looks down at this kind of beaten down Street Fighter, and he's like gives a grunt, and he goes and off in a huff, right? And leaves in a huff. Question. Does Lilith tend to the Street Fighter? So I often, as you could imagine, I often played the So there are three classes, three gangs when I used to play that I'd generally play quite a bit, and those were the Go Ganger, the Tinkertot, and the Goth. I also like Mole Rats. Mole Rats are pretty cool. It's because I like the film. Right, so he stalks off to the kitchen to be out of the way, right? So the fight happened in the main room. Echo's like no Oak. Why do I keep calling Oak Echo? Maybe I should change their name to Echo, just so I stop making that mistake. And yeah, okay. So does Lilith tend to the Street Fighter? 72. That feels like a no. Yeah, she just ignores him. So Slip does kind of do some basic patching up. Lilith ignores the injured. I'd say Lilith pointedly ignores. Pointedly ignores the injured Street Fighter. Yeah. She pointedly ignores him. But Slip then Slip then helps the Street Fighter. Street Fighter, remember, he's actually bad. Then it helps the Street Fighter out. So she's like, gee, that looks like it hurts. And he's like, don't worry, it's not that bad. He's like, right, okay then. And she kind of nods, and given that he said it's not that bad, she pootles off to deal with her own things. And he's like, so you're kind of a de facto leader here. And she kind of looks back over her shoulder and goes, I definitely wouldn't call myself a leader. And he's like, oh no, you're doing really well. And she kind of blushes a bit, but not entirely sure on how to take it, and kind of heads over back down to the couch to look after Oak. So that's the first interrupt, because that's what she was intending on doing, right? She was going to go and, because I called, right, okay, that's maybe right. She was going to go take care of Oak before this mega violent got up in her face. So that's kind of scene. So now we're actually scene 2, right? So we've got to ask ourselves some questions. We've got some characters that we need to add to. Do we have any new characters that we want to add to our character list that aren't our PCs? I think we do. Definitely the Street Fighter. I don't know if we want to add the Mega Violent, because I think the Mega Violent may or may not become an NPC or just disappear. But I feel like the Street Fighter is probably going to be a character. So what we should also do, I suppose, is fire up Fantasy Name Generator. Fantasy Name Generator. And you go Fantasy and Folklore. Okay, C for Cyberpunk. A, B, C, C, Y. Cyberpunk nicknames. Bat, Chain, Bone, Click, Panther. Panther's the one, isn't it? Any others make you kind of stand out there? We've got. Let me just go here. You can pick the name. Let me just paste them into the little chat here. No, this way. Sometimes I get confused between the real. Control. Oh dear, and of course snip. Notepad. famous new guy shoved him away. Then left. Yeah, Love stared at the dude, and he just went pale. He did go pale. That's exactly it, right? But names, right? Bat, Chain, Bone, Click, Panther, Wish, Venom, Badge, Mammoth, Acid. One of those, or any other name for the Street Fighter. But we'll add the Street Fighter to the list. Street Fighter. The Narc one. I feel that they put someone who needs add into the list, right? I don't think the Mega needs to be. So scene 2. Let's just have a look at the flow of the system. Right, scene 2, I think, is them getting some good old fashioned sleep. Right, we're going to go to sleep. The other question is, do we feel that the chaos factor should go up or down? So, if we felt the scene was in control, it should go down. If we felt the scene was, why did that happen? If we felt the scene was out of control, it should go up. I feel like the scene was slightly out of control, and I mean, particularly given it started off as an interrupt scene. It didn't really go exactly where we expected it to. There is some violence. There's some punching in faces. There's some blood everywhere. Oak is like, oh, that was an event. One thing I was going to do, and I never got around to it, I was in the compendium because I wanted to get Lupin soundtrack, all tracks, all standard tracks. No, we want to. Standard combat playlist, bonus playlist. That's weird. That doesn't look like all of them are in there. Oh no, it does. Oh right, they've moved stuff around. Atmosphere standard. Sci-fi import entry. Well, I always like the winter one as well. Definitely got shaken up a bit. Yeah. Yes. Cool. So, playlists. Neon Detective. Cool. What does that sound like? Then we can playlists. Right, there we go. Right. Fafty. We faffed. Scene 2. The crew go to sleep. Get ready for bed and go to sleep. So that's what we expect the scene to be. So, scene expectation. Roll. 6. Interrupt. Another interrupt event, really. Chaos. Yeah. Within chaos factor. So yeah, 6 is within it. So get another interrupt scene. Failure and love. All right. Okay. Right. This will probably be quite quick, but kind of silly. Right. We've got matey boy Ashley, who's this golden kid. He's, blonde hair, not kind of, you know, super suave looking. He spent, you know, a lot of time getting a beautiful tan in the tanning parlor. He's got an expensive top. He was clearly down here kind of dossing about with his fellow golden kids, when obviously he got separated from them and ended up with this group of Juve gangers, right? Anyway, he's kind of mooching around as they're all kind of like loafing about, and there aren't many prospects here. Maybe a video. So we're doing 2d6 plus that. So that's so right. The video. Yeah. Video. But this dude, he kind of sidles up to Lolth, and he's like, "Hey, babe, how you doing?" And she's like, "Excuse me?" He's like, "Yeah, I mean, I saw what you did there. It was really cool. You really kind of like, you really kind of put him in his place. It was amazing." And she kind of looks him up and down, side glance. Doesn't like really respond. Like, yeah, I mean, I was checking you out, and you've got some real moves. Have you ever thought about kind of like coming uptown with a cool guy? And she's just like, and yeah, I think you've got, you know, I've got. You can check out my number, and he gets out like his gold plated com link, and he's like, yeah, we can exchange numbers. It'll be really cool. And she's like, no, but again, probably the wrong person for him to start chatting up, because she's like, I'm not doing this, and she gives him the stare. So she gets an 18, and we should probably say that his cool is he's probably pretty cool. So he's probably got a 6. I mean, he's close. He's almost cool enough to outlast that stare of hers. But she stares at him, and he's like, yeah, anyway, cool. I'm not into that kind of thing anyway. And he kind of makes a beeline for the video. And the video's just scruffy. And kind of, you couldn't really tell anything about them, to be frank, other than the fact that they've got they've got a vid cam on, and he's like, oh man, she's not doesn't know a good thing when she sees it, right? And the video kind of looks at him with this kind of what. And the video goes, oh yeah, you were really smooth, and he's like, yeah man, I was really smooth. I was well smooth. I was like the smoothest. Yeah, my dad, he's like runs this really powerful canned dog food company. Yeah, Woofians. Yeah, an amazing dog food company, right? He top of the line. It's why I've got, you know, all this. You know, here's my I go to the best school. I got to look at this business card. I'm really cool. And the video, it's like, yeah, you are the smoothest guy I've ever seen. You should really go back over there and try again. I don't know what's wrong with it. No, you don't. You know, they're those, you know, frigid these goth inputs, right? You know, don't know what came over me. It's like, of course, yeah, I don't know what came over you either. It must be the fishnet stockings and the corset. Who knows? Wild. And he's like, yeah, exactly, right. The trick of the mind. And then he's like, you know what? Maybe I should set my sights a little bit higher. You know that Beaver Brat girl? And it's, yeah. She looked like she'd really eat you up. you've got a really like good attitude on you. And he's like, yeah, I do have a really good attitude, right? I have got an amazing attitude. He's like, yeah, you do, amazing attitude. It is. I couldn't possibly fault it. You are amazing. And the video is like, wow. The video is also recording this at the time, right? So the video is running their recorder. So yeah, I mean, what else? I mean, really, I mean, later on tonight, they'll both be well on for me, and really, they're going to be well. Yeah. I'll tell you all about it in the morning. You're like, yeah, I bet you will. You're like, yeah, and he kind of heads off and basically attempts to talk to Slip, who stares at him. Doesn't have the death walk stare, but she's like, I'm sorry, we're on the run from corpsec, and I don't know what I'm gonna do, so I'm not really in the mood. Thanks, she says, and he's like, you don't know what you're missing. You should really kind of get on this, and I could really kind of help out your family's prospects. And she's like, yeah, no, not not today. I suppose it's unfair that I'm turning him down. Maybe Slip is really into this kind of dude. So I think it's unlikely. Very unlikely. I think she's very unlikely to be into this kind of smooth talker. Is Slip into the golden kid? Question mark. 54? No, she's not. She's not into him. No, thank you. Thank you, but no thank you. That was a wonderful offer. And of course, the video's just recording all of this. This is primo material for the video. Yeah, so that's a set of events. And so scene 2, yeah, the golden kid tries to be God's gifts to inputs, but gets shut down. Is that the right way around? I think it is. Bolter, Alchemist, Carbon Plague. Scroll up. So the next point is that. Okay. Mr. Stud. The guy thinks he's God's gift to Jew femmes and needs to prove it. After a few dozen obvious and a few less obvious hits on them, any female member of a party will want to kill the guy or themselves. Yeah. Why does that keep happening? Why does this keep popping up when I don't do anything? Why are you back? I'm sure I closed you. Maybe this auto saves, and whenever it does, it makes us big again. That's possible. It's more like I've got a ghost inside of my computer. Night City's funniest brain dancers. Yeah. Night City's lamest pickup artist. Which is impressive because they're all pretty lame. But get shut down hard. First by Lolf. And this should be Lolf, not Lilith. Lilith was one that I was thinking about originally, and I was like, that's just a bit too on the nose. Let's go for the Dungeons and Dragons reference instead. Lolf. Yeah. First hitting on Lolf, and then on Slip. Getting firmly shut down by both of them. Have we got any other femme presenting Jews? Freeform Chip. No, chip's probably not hugely presenting either way. Oak is 8. Beaver Brat 16. Sin is a kid. Yeah, so that's kind of all of his potential targets. Didn't go very well for him. And then they go to sleep, right? Scene 3. Sorry, right. They managed to have a nap. I think that was just a bit of light relief. So I think the chaos factor's gone back down. Day 2 in the Big Brother mansion. They go shopping. Get back to Morgan. Unless something went real lousy, you ought to be at one of the virtuality malls and accessing this. Blah. Let me start again. Unless something went real lousy, you ought to be one of the virtuality malls and accessing this through the new code I gave you at the safe house. If you weren't lucky, then CorpSec intercepted some of you. If you're here, you've done pretty well for a bunch of Jews, so congrats. Now, let's get to work. Put your hand on the scan grid. No, the other hand. Good. Each of you now has a temporary account with $1,000 in it. One of the several million ones that Rash has stashed in the background of some corporate bank's accounting files, paid for by a tap on the personal account of Saburo Arasaka himself. There isn't much in it. Big accounts attract the attention of the ISA watchdogs, so don't go crazy, Juve. I want you to memorize the account number. There it is. And go hop to the V-Mall on a shopping trip. I know you'll probably have the usual outfit, your Yo-Gang packed, but this is going to be a longer trip than a go ride down to the Arco. Buy things you really think you're going to need. Useful electronic hardware, clothes, protection, weapons if you can get them. A couple of hot tips. The local body shop does cyberware, but they won't sell to Jews because you're still growing. You'll have to stick to fashion wear, push the issue, and they'll flag it to CorpSec because they'll think you're in a booster gang. You might want to check out the pizza place. They sell heavier weapons under the table, so to speak. If you think you'll need it more than anything else, buy some transportation. Where you're going, you won't find an end cart route. Use some of the bucks to buy a few goodies. The CorpSec dead guys have been getting suspicious of Jews stocking up on stuff. So if you grab some toys, it'll throw them off. Now hit them all. When you're done, grab your stuff and get back to the safe house. I'm taking a chance letting you out at all. If you go through the change while you're in the open, all frack's going to break loose. But you may never get another chance to resupply. So let's move, okay? So this is another one of those cool sections in the book. Again, this is how the book is like slowly trying to get you into building a character, right? So I won't buy lots of gear right now. It's just kind of like a couple of scenes that I want to do whilst we're here, and then I'll buy equipment offline. But in the book, basically, you've got this section. All the kids get $1,000. All the players get $1,000. And then the shop. See, they can't cram up at all. Number one, they've only got $1,000. Number two, the Ripper Doc, the body shop won't do them, and they don't know Ripper Docs. Oh my. So the cool thing is that each of the shops, they kind of, if I could probably do it. Hold on, let me just change the size of this a second. If I went here and I did alt again, yeah, alt, right. So if I went like this and I make this a bit bigger. 1 second. And I make it 2 pages. You'll be able to see what I mean if I do this, right? Those are the wrong 2 pages, computer. I want the other 2 pages. Well, that's so. Yeah. Okay. That didn't work. That's not what I want at all. If I right, hold on. If I change this to 96, donk, does that work? No. Hold on. If I go to 95, did that work? No. If I go to 96, no. That's not a thing. That's kind of annoying, eh? Oh well, we'll go back to where we were. Let's turn this back to a single page. Oh, if I do that, does that match up? Yeah, there we go. Right, cool. So yeah, you kind of get each set of pages is set up like the shop, with the equipment kind of in there, right? Another cool kind of starting class that starting Juve gang is the board punks. So they can they get flying aero boards like the Silver Surfer. So that's cool. There's some cool stuff in here. Like I said, I will purchase gear offline. So there's an audio shop where you could buy some audio tech. Of course, the thing to also remember is that, you know, what you kind of see here in the top kind of corner is the virtuality projector. So this is actually a virtuality image that floats in midair, right? As long as you've got the V-trodes on. Same with this, same with all these, right? Limits theft, right? Not too expensive. The Eurotech Smart Guitar, $200. Sportwear, there's a Goff, nice. Disposable futures. You can get yourself a plastic chair. A nice wee body bag. All good stuff. We'll definitely be buying some stuff from here. 200,000 bucks for for a new motor. 2,500 for the Akira Cyberbike. But really, I mean, you'd have to. Everyone would have to kind of throw their cash together to get city car, 2,000. So two people could chuck in the money and get a city car. But that's still only a two-person vehicle. So you'd have to get like the small four. So if all the characters put their money together, they could get a four-seater. Not what we're looking for. Tech Shack, all sorts of bits and pieces here. Body shop. So this is where you could get cyberware, but because you're a Juve, you can't get cyberware. You can only get the fashion wear. And this is Hot Tsar Pizza. So Hot Tsar Pizza sells pizza. See? Delicious Hot Tsar Pizza. Hot Tsar Pizza. They also sell guns. Right. So this is the one kind of scene I had in mind to run. We'll see how Mythic feels about this one scene. So let's hide this. We don't need to see this anymore. I've shown it now. And let's reset it back to the previous size, because otherwise I'm going to be really confused when I come back in here, and it's a funny size. Let's do it from this side then. Come on, you. Yoink. Let's make you a lot smaller. Make you smaller on this. Make it a bit smaller on this side. Well, what I need to do is change it to one page. Single page. And then half the screen. Yeah, like so. And of course, that needs to come. We need to go this way. Yoink. And this way. There we go. That way I won't be confused when I turn it on next time. Right, top bananas. So the next scene that we want to have is scene 3. Slip buys a gun. Is the scene. So let's see how this goes. Scene alteration 5. 2. That's not good. Interrupt. NPC negative. Carelessness 26. The physical. Carelessness, the physical, NPC negative. Okay. What do we think? A meanings table? Meanings table. Personality. Scene adjust. This is like every time I've got an interrupt event. This is pretty wild. I mean, it has to be one of... it feels like it's got to be the mega violent, right? It does feel like the mega... MP careless because it's carelessness. Yeah, it does feel like mega violence got himself into a scrap. Right. That does feel like interrupt scene, right? Interrupted scene, NPC negative. Carelessness, the physical. Ooh, I am picking on the, maybe because it's carelessness. But go with your instincts. That's for... Don't overthink it. Don't overthink it, Dungeon Slime. Don't overthink it. So yeah, the mega violent starts a fight. Looks about the mega violent knocks into someone on whilst the group walk through the V-mole. Question number 1: who is with the mega violent? Right. So I guess we'll give them. D6. D6 plus 1 characters are with them. So 5 characters are with them. Cool. So which ones will we give? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there's 10 of them. So that's cool. That's a number we can do on a single dice. 3. That's the Street Fighter. 2. That's for Goth. 3. We already got the Street Fighter. 9. Slip. Good. I didn't have to artificially put her in there. 4. The Vidiot. 5. Chip. Quick note. Yeah, here we go. Right, so we got the Vidiot, Street Fighter, Lolth, Chip, and Slip. Right? 5. Cool. That means the other group are off shopping in another collective, right? So exactly right. Yeah. The mega's got to be the one who's getting into the punch up, right? Fake question. Is the other party a Juve ganger? Question mark. Yes, and a random event. Something bad. Release nature. Okay. Alright, so we're still running Slip as our main PC, right? We've taken a liking to Slip, at least for this introductory area. And the only thing I can think of with Release Nature is that she really needs the loo, man. She needs to go to the loo, right? She just does. It's a negative event. We're about to get into a fight. Yes, the other group are Juve gangers. Is it a group of go gangers? That's another question. Fake question. Is it a group of go gangers? Go gangers or Guardians? Is it a group of Street Fighters or Guardians? So it's one or the other, right? Is it a group of Street Fighters or Guardians? Is it a group of Street Fighters? Yes. Guardians? No. Yeah, it's a group of Street Fighters. So the group is a group of Street Fighters. Immediately putting this group on the back foot, right? Because we've got a Beaver Brat who really needs to go to the loo. Fortunately, we've got a Goth who's always up for a fight. The Mega Violent who wants a fight. The Street Fighter who's a bad guy, but also, or probably doesn't like this dude. And they're like, "What are you doing with this lot?" To the Street Fighter. Or what? First of all, like, what you want to get into something? You want to rock? You want to have this fight? You want to do this? And the Street Fighters notice you have a Street Fighter, and in fact the general odd collection of group, and they're like, "What are you doing here?" And the guys, the Street Fighter is like, we're just here kind of getting some stuff, and like, it's a weird combination of people. We're all from the same kind of area. We just kind of decided to come down and do a bit of shopping. And they kind of look up and down the group, and Thrash is like, "I don't care. I want to punch you in the face. Do you want to go?" And Lolf, of course, is like, "I'll be going." Chip, what was Chip? Chip's our Tinker Tot, right? Chip is like, got a big old wrench over their shoulder, and is looking back and forth and thinking, this doesn't seem like a very good idea. Now Slip, being Slip, is like, also, look, hey guys, I know that this is like a big thing, right? But I'm really need to go, and could we just not do this right now? It's not really kind of the thing that I need at this moment in my life. So could we just pass up on the wanton violence? Is that a possibility? Now, I kind of feel that at the moment she's fearless leadering, despite her not sounding very fearless. She is attempting to, because fearless leader kind of covers a lot of this negotiation stuff. So does that sound good? I think that she's trying to talk them all down. She's trying to talk them down. She doesn't want this to turn into a fight. She's not really into all of this at all. Particularly seeing as she's kind of bouncing up and down on the spot, because she does look like she needs to visit the Euromat. So with that, We'll give her a fearless leader roll. I think fearless leader. Yeah, for now we'll try fearless leader. I reckon target. What's she got? Right, so she got a 7 and a 6 together. 7 and 6 together make 13. So I think that the difficulty on, does it have the difficulty scales in this book? Because if it does, I'll use the proper difficulty scale. If not, I'll just make it up. I can't running cyber generation. Running cyber generation. Plot paths. That it? No. That's that. Saturday Night Scuffle. No, that's experience. Doing things. Alright, here we go. Average. I reckon it's average, right? No one wants to get into a scrap in the place. It's kind of a bad idea. But I say that, I reckon it's difficult to convince the Mega Violent not to get into a fight. So we're going to say difficult. So that's 20 plus. Boom! Right. Between her looking desperate for the loo and the fact that the Street Fighter's there, and it's kind of a weird looking group. The Street Fighter, there's no honor in fighting people like you. Really, I could have gone down a street smart angle, which is kind of what I was thinking after I'd said fearless leader, but whatever. She, and so they kind of, there's no honor in this. Kind of, the Thrash is like, grrr, he kind of growls at them. And they kind of head off away, because he kind of wants a fight, but he's not willing to just like start the fight outright. And they kind of look at the group and like, there's, these people aren't worth fighting, right? So they take a brain check on the fight, which means she does manage to reach Hot Czar's Pizza. And she kind of looks around for a moment, and she's like, to the waiter, the serving person. They're not waiters. It's kind of a fast food restaurant, but they bring you your stuff. And she heads over and she kind of looks back and forth trying to see the guns, but of course she can't see any guns. And she looks at one of the guys, and she kind of waves him over, and she's like, I wanted to see the other menu. And he looks at her, and he's like, okay, and he kind of shrugs, and he gives her the gun menu, which has on it, all the bits and pieces. So what have we got on the gun menu? We've got Hot Czar Pizza. We've got M41 Pulse Rifle 2 for $3,000. We've got a medium auto pistol, 300. A heavy auto pistol for 500. We've got hard armor for 600. We've got armored clothing for between 2 and 400. We've got the SPM battle glove for 1,200. All sorts of guns and weapons. She kind of looks at it and has a think for a moment, and she orders herself a large Hawaiian pizza, because everyone has a Hawaiian. Oh, if you've got, everyone needs class, and class means Hawaiian pizza. Everyone else is wrong. And she orders a medium auto pistol as well, right? And so she kind of tentatively orders the pistol and some light armor, right? And she's kind of advised all of them to get some armor. So that'll be something we'll probably get. So she orders the medium auto pistol and the light armor. And after about 5 minutes, the serving lady brings over this big old pizza box and puts it down on the table and she Slip kind of opens up the thing and she sees the auto pistol kind of like on the side by the side of the pizza with the magazine. And she looks at up at the serving lady and she's like, "Is this it?" And she's like, "Sure is. Never fired and only dropped once." And Slip kind of looks down at it for a moment as she slowly processes what was just said, and kind of gets a kind of a cold shiver, as she kind of realizes the implication of the statement, as the lady that gave her the hot Tsar pizza smiles and heads back to the counter after. "Don't worry, honey, we'll take it back once you're done with it." She smiles and kind of heads back to the pizza thing. And she takes the auto pistol and hides it in her bag. And she's kind of surprised by the heft of the pistol, because they always look so light in the movies, in the simulations. And she slips it in her bag. Yeah, she gets her armor. They eat. So all 10 of them have kind of met up here and kind of they're doing a bit of the weapon purchasing and eating pizza and making a move. And so kind of post shopping, managing not to get into a fight, heading home. So scene four, the Jews head back to the safe house. Right, now, is this one going to go well, or are we going to get another interrupt scene? I know what I'd probably do if I got an interrupt scene here. I think that I would probably have them encounter some kind of corpsec, but let's see. And I kind of think that this scene went as expected. So, right, scene alterations. Let's roll. 4. Oh god, again. They're not lucky. This is all over the place. This one. Release NPC action. Release tension. Okay. Release tension. So. Release tension, NPC action, release tension. Right, so just want to have a double check here. Interrupt scenes, making connections, playing out the scene. Altered scene, interrupted scene. NPC. Yeah, okay. Release tension. For me, that feels like there's got to be probably. I mean, is there a fight? Fate question. Is there a fight? Unsure. I mean, I think it's likely, again, because of the dynamics that we've already noted. Yes, there is a fight. And of course, again, it's between the Street Fighter and the Mega on the way back to the house. Release tension. The Mega and the Street Fighter get into a fight. Right, question. Here's my big question here. does corpsec notice the fight? Question. I think likely. 73. No, they don't. So corpsec doesn't notice the fight. Does not notice the fight. Do any finals though? No, it's not asked for that one. Okay, so fight. Does the Mega win the fight? I think this is unsure. What's more interesting? Well, no, let's go with Street Fighter. Because I think if the Street Fighter wins the fight... Yes, okay. So the Street Fighter wins... The Street Fighter wins the fight. So I think that after the Street Fighter beats down this Mega, right, the Mega just leaves, right, and doesn't come back with them. So Thrash abandons the group to make it on their own, right? So I think that's probably like the wrap on that. Right, so there's a big old fight. Everyone's kind of dispassionately watching because they've kind of got pretty used to these two fighting it out by this point. And the Mega loses, right, gets boom, boom, knocked out. Clearly last time he got the jump on the Street Fighter, which we're going to call Panther. The Street Fighter name will be Panther. So this was Thrash. So let's make sure we've got Thrash, Mega, and we've got Street Fighter, Panther, with the N before the TH. Yeah, exactly, right. And so that's he's abandoned the group. So Slip buys a gun, interrupted scene, there's a fight. Scene 4, Jews head back to the safe house, which is an interrupt. NPC action, releasing tension because they get into another fight. Thrash abandons the group. The others go back to the safe house. So, scene 5, which will probably be wrapping it up here. And with this, Slip. In fact, shall we go for Oak, right? Oak is asleep, right? They're kind of chilling, kind of relaxing, kind of maxing out back. It's the evening. They've kind of bought their stuff and they're kind of tired, right? So they're kind of Oak's having a sleep when they kind of wake up, right, and they're feeling really rough, right, and they kind of stand up and they kind of stumble towards the kitchenette, right. It's kind of like their skin's really itchy, and they kind of look down at their hands, and it's almost as if there's like a silvery sheen across the back of their hands, and they're feeling cold and they're shivering, right? And they kind of drop down to one knee and they're like, God damn, it's the head's splitting, it's really hurting, and it's kind of they kind of rubbing their fingers against their forehead, and it's just the pain is unquenchable, intense pain, and suddenly like they look down and just like their stomach kind of drops out, and there's just like silvery kind of cables and wires kind of toppling out of their guts, and suddenly they start throwing up, and they're throwing up this silvery substance all across the floor, and they're kind of screaming in agony as their body twists up in kind of this almost like a fit, right? And they're kind of on the floor, and then they kind of wake up, they kind of roll off of the bed, and they can just kind of see Slip kind of looking remarkably pale and ill, and Oak kind of looks around, and the place is just it's covered. It's like those scenes that you have like in a combat ward, where everyone's just kind of like moaning and recoiling and rocking, and like everyone's clearly in a lot of pain. And back to Slip. Slip kind of beat boops on the V term, try and get some help from Morgan. And Morgan, I don't know how far along you are, or even if you're really sick yet. Oh, that's my headset running out of battery. 1 second, we'll just wrap this up, but I won't have enough battery. Give me a second. And I'm back. Am I back? I'm back. I think I'm back. I'm pretty much back. Let's double check. Am I back? Back. Am I back? I'm back. Yes, I'm back. Okay, I can see the little line is going up and down. Right, so, yeah, right, Morgan. So she manages to tap it on, and it comes on. I don't know how far. Morgan kind of rezzes into screen, shotgun in hand. I don't know how far along you are, or even if you're really sick yet. But sooner or later, every Juve below 20 gets a dose of a carbon plague. The flip side is, if you're over 20, you usually die of it. So maybe that's the consolation prize. I wish I could help you through it, but to be honest, I couldn't do anything even if I was really there. There is no cure and no way to ease it. You're going to think you're dying, you'll chafe your guts up, or your head will feel like it's going to split. But you'll either go into a coma and die in a few minutes, assuming you've lied about your age, or just counted your birthdays wrong, or so fast you won't even know it. Or you'll come about in about 6 hours from now, a whole new person. The sensor grid of a safe house is set to record movement. If you haven't moved after the second day, the AI is set to torch the safe house and your body. During this time, the doors to the safe house will automatically lock, the security grid will go to maximum, and auto weapons should be able to tackle almost anything short of a tank assault. You'll find a food dispenser in each room. If you think you'll be able to eat, if you're up in the next few hours, the grid's set to run a virtuality sim that will explain what's happening to you. It's got some files rash snagged out of the Buralux system, and Alt's put in a training sim that will help you adjust to your new abilities. Just pass your hand over the scan grid, and I'll be back. I wish we could do more, but all we can do is wish you luck, Juve. Hang with it. I think you'll survive. Honest. Beep boop. And he logs off. Right, now then. This is where the real fun is, right? This is where the whole what on earth is actually going on, and how they made a game where they reckon kids are going to be able to take on heavily armoured corpsec. Well, I know. The first thing, I was never sure as to whether or not there was an official way of handing these out, but I don't think there ever was. But we're going to find out. Plaguing your players. Roll randomly. As described elsewhere, the common plague usually breaks into neat statistical percentages. Them 20%, them 10%, them 10%, them 40%, and them 20%. Build a balanced party. Look at the type of scenarios you plan to run. Will each group need dramatic license? Right, so we're going to roll for each of the main characters. I need a D100. So, 1 second. We're going to roll for each of the characters to see what officially they should be. And then we'll adjust depending on what seems more interesting. Because if they all end up scanners, we'll need to fix that. So charm, that's a 9. So that's the first Tin Man. That's interesting. It's very interesting. Okay, freeform sheet, Tin Man. Tin Man, Tin Man. Next is Chip. And Chip gets 88. Wizard. Oh, that's fun. Wizard. Next we have Fade. Dunk. 39. 39 makes them a alchemist. Oh, that's exciting. Alchemist. Okay. Oak. What are you going to be, Oak? This has been quite a good array so far. I don't want more than one scanner though, so oops. So that's 76. So that's a scanner. So Oak has scanner for the time being. Scanner's the one that I'm most likely to move around if I have too many of them. Slip is a 9. She's a Tin Man. It's interesting. 2 Tin Men in one group. Tin Man. Sin is 96. A wizard. That's actually, as a group, the only thing they're missing is a bolter. And if I was going to turn someone into a bolter, who would it be? The other Tin Man? Or Oak? I think the other Tin Man. Well, what was Charm to start off with? Freeform sheet. What's Charm? Charm's a beastie. Do you know what? 14 beastie Charm. I think we're going to make Charm the scanner. Sorry, Charm. You rolled good. You got good, Charm. But we're going to make Oak a bolter. You're going to make you not the scanner. You're going to be the bolter. And what are our sideline characters going to be? We'll just assign them. Ashley, we'll make Ashley 19 is a 91. Oh my word, they're a wizard. Pretty niche group here. Lolf is going to be a 23 bolter. Yeah, Lolf's a bolter. Panther, the evil street fighter, is going to be a 61. So 20, 10, that's a scanner. Scanner. Thrash for Mega is going to be a 88. 88, that makes him a wizard. I don't think that fits. 36. Alchemist. Yeah, okay. But then a wizard. Actually, no, we will make him a wizard because that's hilarious. That's super hilarious. So they've not got anything written in theirs at all yet. But we'll give them this alchemist. No, wizard, right? That was what I rolled first. And the video will get the alchemist roll, right? Because the alchemist came next. Cybergen, alchemist. Alchemist. So now, just like for viewers' pleasure, close. Let's bring out this. So, what have we got? The bolters. Okay, right, so we'll go from Tin Men are their arms and legs are replaced by nano metal. So they can do all kinds of exciting stuff. They can turn their arms into tendrils. They can turn their arms and legs into armor. They can turn them into knives and swords and monoblades and all sorts. Gun hand if they're really good. Yeah, they can do all kinds of stuff. So Tin Men get kind of awesome awesome nano hands and legs. Alchemists. Alchemists can create chemical compounds and materials. Up to, if they're really good, they could make like guns. They can disassemble things. They can reshape things, and they can assemble things in their hands. Scanners can detect emotions. They can create static. Yeah, they can read emotions. That's kind of mostly their thing. And they can do a static damage attack, so they can reach out and touch someone and jolt them with their scanner powers. Bolters can fire tasers out of their hands. Imagine like Spider-Man, but with but with tasers. There's other stuff they can do, but yeah, wizards are also one of the super cool groups. They can access the cybernet. They have a nanite cyber deck in their brain, so they can access virtuality and the net at will, because their system has been rewired into a deck, and that is that's them. I've just realised that this entire thing has probably been named the wrong thing, but oh well. Anyway, so that's what all these cybergen types are. The nanotech engineered super warriors, the assemblers and creators of a nanotech age, mind scanner and psionics, lightning throwers and electro blasters, and masters of a cybernet and virtuality. So really, you can kind of tell that they wanted to go down that nanotech end and really do this kind of super kids versus the establishment. That's what we're going to be doing, kids. We've got living and learning about their powers. We've got all sorts of other stuff to come. But that will be me wrapped up for the evening. Thank you for your time and your attention. And what am I playing tomorrow? Is it Star Trek? Let me check. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. You know what? I wonder if something's happened to my chat. Do 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 do. If I go here and I go to YouTube and I check, why are you on there? Shoot. And I check this. Oh, it says more Delta Green for a start. It's definitely not one. Something's happened to my chat. I don't know. Everything's fine. Cool. Thank you. So yeah, thank you very much. Have fun. Don't have too much excitement, and I'm off to prepare for tomorrow. Have fun. Goodbye. Farewell.